the note.
Okay, good. Is that your handwriting?
Yes, I think that's my handwriting.
Okay. Okay, through this note, I'm going to demonstrate that nothing that comes from your mouth should be taken as evidence that should be taken into account by this august committee. For two main reasons. One is what you called impaired memory, where you just don't know what happened. The second one is just your dishonesty, which I think you've displayed more of. But let me tell you why I'm saying this. I asked you yesterday about what happened in that meeting, and everything that is in your own note, you either disputed or said you don't know that it happened. You remember I asked you that when you were saying they were talking about apartheid times, I said they were even talking about current times, and they were talking about the Heath Commission. You remember that?
Yes, I remember those questions.
Yes. Now, can you see in your note that contrary to what you're saying, actually there was a discussion about Heath, which is current affairs, not apartheid time issues.
Chair, as I indicated, there was no discussion on Heath. My recollection, and upon seeing the note, that there was a reference made to Heath, but there was no discussion about Heath.
Okay, so, but when I asked you yesterday, you did not say there was any reference to Heath. In fact, I was raising that in the context, Mr. Kekana, of demonstrating to you that the issues that were raised, or rather disagreeing with you that the issues that were raised only dealt with apartheid times, or actually even dealt with apartheid times. You remember the context in which I raised the Heath issue?
Maybe you can refresh my memory, but Chair, what I indicated was that most of the discussions were around the apartheid era. I do see in my note that I mentioned Heath, but there were no discussions on Heath. If I remember correctly, there was only just a referral on Heath and Davis, and yeah. But there were no real discussions on Heath and Davis. Okay,
well, whatever you call it, Mr. Kekana, whether it was a referral or a mention, that's exactly what I was saying to you, that those are indications that the issues that were raised were current issues. Davis and Heath are not pre-democratic era institutions. Those are post-apartheid institutions, if apartheid is gone.
Well, if you put it in that context, I would agree with you.
Yes, you agree with me today because your note is here. And I want to also tell you that you also on the South African Reserve Bank, in fact, that's where this question came from. Because you were denying that there was a discussion about the vulnerability of the Reserve Bank currently. You were saying, no, the discussion was about vulnerability before.
Yes.
That's how okay, that's not true either.
Can you
look at your note under SARB. Sorry, can you move it down a bit? Furthermore, yes. So the Reserve Bank was mentioned and discussed, correct?
Yes, it was discussed, but as per the context that I had indicated yesterday.
Yes, but look at the second note there. It says, how are they vulnerable? The South African Reserve Bank, yes. That is, the word are is present tense, isn't it?
Yes, it's a present tense connotation.
Yes. So how are they vulnerable cannot be a reference to the apartheid times, or at least the times before the political freedom before the elections, correct? Is how are they vulnerable now?
Chair, upon reading the statement, it may seem that it was a current sort of proposition, but from what I remember, Chair, we talked about the South African Reserve Bank in regards to the apartheid era.
And you wrote about, you're lying now, Mr. Kekana. You wrote about it in the present tense, although you are talking about it in historical terms. So it's like you say, how is Jan van Riebeeck arriving today? What is that?
No, Chair. As I indicated, Chair, if my memory serves correct, all the discussions that we had on SARB were in regards to the pre-democratic era.
Okay, so we must rely on...
That's my recollection of the events. Remember, Chair, I was present, and I would recollect more than anyone else, especially it would be me and the PP who would have maybe different versions, but that's my recollection of events.
Yes, but Mr. Kekana, I represent the public protector. Do you understand that as a lawyer?
I do understand that.
Okay, now I'm telling you that the recollection of the public protector is the same as that reflected in your own note, that there was a discussion about how are they vulnerable now.
Yes.
That's the public protector, not me, who recalls that. And that her version is confirmed by your own note. Your version is against your own note. Can anybody rely on anything that comes out of your mouth after this display of the past 2 days by you, Mr. Kekana?
Chair, as I indicated, my recollection of SRB, and especially the discussions, were around the pre-democratic era.
Yes.
How are they vulnerable might also have been a question that I was asking as to why or how they were vulnerable. But what I remember the discussions is that the discussions emanated in the pre-democratic era.
I see. Well, okay, two things about that. So firstly, so it's either the public protector and your note are wrong, but your evidence before the committee is correct.
Chair, I'm indicating what I can recollect.
All right. Well, that's fine. I think that speaks for itself. But I think the most important thing you've just said is that the words, how are they vulnerable, might have been a question you were asking yourself. Is that correct?
It could have been possible that that was the question that I was asking myself, or a statement.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Kekana. You see, the problem with this, Mr. Kekana, is the following. The High Court, to your knowledge, and the full court, and the Constitutional Court, and now this committee have condemned the public protector. They've asked her to pay personal costs and
sorry, Chair, yeah. Now just hold Mr. Mailam. Advocate Mpofu, I was just about to come. I would want you not to speak on behalf of this committee, because we have traveled this journey that this committee has not condemned anybody, including the public protector. Please don't place that in the way of this committee.
Okay, that's fine. Fair enough, Chair. Not yet. Yeah. What I'm saying is that the independent panel has made a preliminary finding. The Constitutional Court, the majority of the Constitutional Court, has found that she was biased, and a litany of epithets that are associated with how unsuitable she is. And the courts have done so. Maybe this committee has not done so, although some of its members have. And some of the parties represented in it have. The point I'm making is that one of the key issues that have attracted such condemnation, insult, trauma to the public protector is because she was accused of having discussed the vulnerability of the Reserve Bank. To look at it, Mr. Matlawe, and that you needed to go through it page by page with that third party.
I can't confirm that. Can you show me maybe that email that you're referring to?
No, why do you think it's an email? Who said anything about an email? It's because you know you received such an email.
No, I'm thinking you're referring to a document or instructions I got by email. So that's why I'm asking.
No, you are right, by the way. It was an email, but that's exactly because you know that what I'm saying is true. Forget about the email for now. I'm asking, do you deny that the public protector thanked you for the report and asked you to have it quality assured?
As I indicated, Council, if you can show me that note, that would refresh my memory greatly.
Yes, no, I'm going to do that, but I'm asking you independently of whatever. Let's assume it was just she was just saying it without evidence. Would you dispute it?
Independently, Chair, I have given evidence that what would happen is that the report would go to Mr. Matlawe, and then it would go to the PP for the final check.
Mr. Kekana, please, I'm asking you a simple question, sir. You've just said that the fact that there was no quality assurance must be blamed on the public protector. I'm showing you that it must actually be blamed on you if it was even true. And I'm asking you a very simple question, sir. Do you dispute that the public protector specifically asked you to, having thanked you for the report, to ensure that it is quality assured by Mr. Matlawe? Do you deny that?
I don't remember, but I would have been sure that I would have been the one to quality assure it, and Mr. Matlawe would have been the one to quality assure it as well as the PP as a final check.
Mr. Kekana, do you not understand the question, or are you just...
Maybe you can expand on the question, because I don't feel I'm dodging the question. I'm answering it.
All right. Okay. No, I was just doing this so that you don't... I'm not ambushing you. Chair, I don't know how to deal with this, whether I should send the email to Ms. Bauer and then we can deal with it at another stage, or I can just read it out and put it to the witness and he can deny it or not.
Yes, Advocate Bauer.
Mr. Mpofu, you should send the email. My email is not working, but send it to Advocate Mayosi.
Okay.
Send it, but in the meantime, please read it out.
Thank you, Chairperson. I will make sure one of my...
Get the email earlier today.
Pardon?
It would have been appreciated, Advocate Mpofu, if we'd been sent the email earlier today.
Okay, well, I'm not going to repeat what I said in the morning. I didn't know that the man was going to deny his own email or the message.